Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm ShaniFay, faith-filled entrepreneur, mom of two, purpose-driven to help you craft a beautiful life. In today's video, we're making DIY teacher appreciation gifts. Let's get started. For our first project, and really most of the projects, I'm using my Cricut Explore Air 2 in order to make the design. So for this particular one, which is the canvas bag, I'm actually using a teal colored iron-on vinyl. I actually got this in a pack. I think it was like 50 in the pack from Amazon. I will link that down below. And then I'm also and I also got these canvas bags off of Amazon as well, so I will link all that in the description box below. So what I did is just basically underneath the canvas bag, I went ahead and placed my Cricut like heat safe mat, and then I went and lined everything up. I did get this this image. I think it's an SVG image, and I purchased that from off of Etsy. Please support small businesses. We need it. So I ordered it from off of there. Now, one thing that I will say that I learned after doing this the first time, and I picked up on it the second time, was that you want to make sure that your image is about, because it's several different ones, but you want to make sure when you're laying them out like this that they're about a 1/8 of an inch apart. This is simply because the heat transfer does shrink, and when it does that, they kind of overlap each other. I learned that the hard way with the yellow part at the bottom, the pencil part. So learn from my mistake and make sure that you space them a little bit apart for where you don't exactly want them to touch or like overlap. Also, make sure that when you're printing iron-on materials that you do them on a mirrored image, okay, because you want to make sure that it prints on the opposite way. So when you flip it over and lay it out on your canvas or whatever it is that you're going to be ironing on, whether it's a t-shirt, a canvas bag, you want to make sure that it is going to be the right way and that your words are not inverted. So that's a good tip there. So this is just me basically cutting them down and overlapping them. For the first time that I did this, I tried to go in one shot as far as like how I ironed everything on. So I did the entire image, laid everything out, and then ironed it. For the second time, I tried just doing like the words first, and then like the pencil outline, and then the like pencil tip and the eraser. I tried doing it separately, and that actually worked better. I'm not sure if it was the canvas that was making it kind of, not, I wouldn't say difficult to iron on, but it did take more time than normal. And then I think I probably should have had my heat up a little higher. So that's also a good tip. Another thing is when I was doing the pencil point, because of that, the ridge like at the top of the bag where it's, you know, it's overlapping and the stitching is a little bit heavier there, it was actually better to use my small, my mini easy press. That actually worked out a lot better. So when I'm done getting everything ironed on, I'm just gonna go ahead and slowly peel that away, and then that's that. So now we're on to the little makeup sack that I put with it. Now they can use it as a makeup sack or like a pencil case or whatever. I also got these little canvas bags off of Amazon, and I'll link that down as well. So this gold iron-on material here I actually got from Dollar Tree. I haven't been able to find any since, and I'm so bummed that I didn't buy more at the time because it actually works really good. But this is a gold one. I was only able to find it in like 4 different colors, which was silver, red, blue, and gold. And the red, silver, and blue I actually used in a previous project for 4th of July. So if you want to see how that turned out, you can go check out that video. I'll link it up above. So I went ahead. This was actually quicker to iron on. So again, I'm not sure if it was a canvas material or if I needed my heat to be higher, but that actually worked out a lot better. So because I'm super extra and can't just give them this cute little bag, it's already pretty adorable, but no, I want to put a keychain on it. So I got these off of Amazon as well. I got them in a set, I believe, of like 40, and they actually come with the little keychain and the tassels. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. I'm just using a little bit of like a teal colored and this is not the iron-on, this is actually regular regular vinyl. So this, it wouldn't matter with the shape of the image, but I just printed it regular, or I cut it out rather regularly, and I was going to attempt to put it straight on top of the keychain, the acrylic keychain, but it actually worked out, and you'll see it here, me placing it down and then putting the acrylic on top of it. It actually helped me to line it up a lot better, so I prefer doing it that way. I am going to personalize this to put the teacher's name on it. I just haven't decided yet whether I want to use their first name or their last name. Haven't quite figured that part out yet, but when I do, I will go ahead and personalize that, and the wording will go on the front. So if you can see there, on the back side, or on the opposite side, is where I place the paint swatch, and then which was made out of vinyl, and then on the front is where I'll put the name. So what I decided to do is pair these with an adult coloring book, these coloring pencils, and a water bottle that is also personalized. So on to our next project. I'm actually going to be making a cake, well, not an edible cake, but a cake made out of school supplies. So I used actually 3 packs of pencils to do this, and 4 packs of crayons. I used, I think it was 2.5 packs of the coloring pencils and 3 packs of markers, or 2.5 packs of markers. And I only ended up using 2 of the glue sticks, and of course not a whole pack of the erasers. And then I have this craft foam block that I got from Dollar Tree. I use that as well. Now you can get your supplies from Dollar Tree, but I actually found that it was cheaper to get them from Walmart, especially right now, because the crayons are 24 cents or 25 cents as opposed to $1 at Dollar Tree. So I did find that the prices were better. Even the markers were 50 cents. So basically all I'm doing is putting a rubber band around this 8-inch cake form. Now this is something I already had on hand because I use it for other crafts. But you can buy one. They're maybe $2 or $3 at your local your local cake store. So I just went ahead and put a rubber band around it, and then I put the pencils in. Because I only had 2 packs of the pencils from Walmart, which are slightly a different color than the ones from Dollar Tree. I just went ahead and alternated them because I was not about to go to Walmart just to pick up 1 more pack of pencils. So I just alternated them. So you'll see later when I show you the project, you'll see that it is 2 different colors, but it didn't come out bad. This ribbon I actually got from Michael's, and it was about, if I'm not mistaken, $3 or $4, and I only use it for this project. So honestly, if you could find something else, I just thought it was cute for this project, but if you could find a different ribbon, then feel free to use it and save yourself a couple dollars. So in order to add a little bit of stability to this project, I'm going to go ahead and hot glue on the inside where the foam is touching the pencils. That really helped to make it be able to move around, because even though I had the rubber band and the ribbon tied on it, it still was wobbling around a little too much. But after this, it pretty much fixed the problem. So what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and glue the crayons to each side. I did cut this down to make sure that it would fit, because I didn't want anything extending out on the sides. I wanted each side to be, just with the crayon. So I had to cut it down a little bit smaller. I did save those other pieces because, if you're a crafter, you can always use them for something else. Now, in case you're wondering what kind of glue I do use Gorilla Glue, and I buy that off of Amazon. Again, I will link that below. I'll leave links to everything that I possibly can in the description box below, but I love this Gorilla Glue. It never fails me. This glue gun I even got from offline. I know that I think Gorilla Glue has their own glue gun, but I like this wireless one or cordless one. It works really well for me. So I just go ahead and glue the crayons to each side, and I am going to glue the tips of them together, or the little crayon flap at the top. I am going to glue those together just so that it's not falling over. I want it to be, as secure and as neat as possible. So what I'm doing here is just using another 6-inch round that I had. Well, the first one was an 8-inch round. This is a 6-inch round. I'm just going to go ahead and glue that to the 8-inch round, and that's going to give me some height to this cake. Again, I purchased that from my local cake shop, and I've had it for a while. As you can see, I use it for different crafts, so I've already have this. I don't actually use it for cake related things. So well, for cakes. I don't actually use it for cakes that people are going to take and eat or anything like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue my crayons to the top of that. Now it doesn't, you can take it apart when you're done with this whole project. So if you are giving this as a gift, you don't have to worry that you're going to destroy anything. The box does not get destroyed. It just, it's hot glue, so it just, tears away, and you may have a little bit of minimal damage, but it'll be completely fine. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap another rubber band around the 6-inch cake tier, and I want to get this really, really tight, so I'm actually going to go around it twice. So that's what I'm doing here. Looks like I'm on the struggle bus, but it actually was well worth it, because had I only wrapped it around once, the markers would not have stayed as secure. Alright, so I ended up having to use my little weeding tool to give me just a little bit of leverage to get the marker in, so you'll see that I do that in just a moment. There it goes right there. But I put all the markers in like rainbow orders. I don't know if you know Roy G. Biv, but I start with pink, and then I go red, orange, yellow. I do the brighter green, the darker green, the blue, the purple. I did use my brown and my black markers. I didn't leave those out, so I included all of the markers that I had. And I just went around. Like I said, it took about 2.5 packs to do that. So honestly, including the cake rounds, this whole project probably cost around $13, which I don't think is absolutely terrible, seeing as though you are going to be using the school supplies. So I was hoping that I'd be able to fit more of the glue bottles on top, like as my cake topper, but I wasn't able to, so I used 2 of them. And then in the middle, you'll see in a little bit where I'm just going to use like the erasers to kind of fill in that that extra space. So because I wanted to include these colored pencils, I am going to glue them in the corners, so they kind of look like birthday candles on the cake, so to speak. So I just put a little dab of glue right at the bottom of the, and I'm sorry that I didn't get a better angle for that, but I put a drop of glue right at the bottom of the pencil, and then I just kind of held them up, and I put about 3 in each corner. So I used 12 color pencils all together, so maybe like one pack of colored pencils. It really didn't take that much, but I love how this project came out. I can't even think of what teacher I want to give it to, because all of my kids' teachers have been so great this year, between last year and this year with COVID and everything going on. So I honestly, I don't know, because it's my favorite, and so I can't really pick. So I don't know. Pray for me, guys. We'll figure out who to give it to. But here I am, just fighting with this box of erasers, and I'm just gonna put them in there. I didn't secure them with any glue or anything like that, so I didn't everything else is secure, so I could have tilted it, but once I put these in, I couldn't tilt it to show you. So here's a picture of the final product to the side here. I love it. I think it's so adorable. Of course, this is a Pinterest thing. All right, on to our next project. I made these are super easy to make. I actually got these at Dollar Tree. I lost the footage of me painting them, but I just used regular acrylic paint, and you see here they're crafter square wood shapes. I've seen them in several different Dollar Trees, so I think it's probably pretty common to find now at this point. And I just used red for one, and then I combined like yellow and a little bit of turquoise. I was looking for like a gala apple kind of color, so not like a bright yellow, although it looks super yellow on screen here, but it's actually like a greenish yellow. So I loved how it turned out, and then I did just a little darker green to go ahead and put the little, and I just kind of freehanded that. I wasn't looking for perfection here. I wanted it to kind of look like, I wanted it to look handmade, handcrafted. I did print these images off of my Cricut Joy. Well, not images, but I printed these words off of Cricut Joy, and I found these right in the Cricut design space. On one side it says the future of the world is in my classroom, and the other says it takes a work of heart to be a teacher or to teach little minds or something like that. But I did print, I cut 2 of each, so, and I put 1 of each. Yeah, see, teaching is a work of heart. So each of them has a different saying on each side, so they both have the same thing. Now this next project was super easy to make. I used 6 rulers to make this. They're like 24 cents at for the wooden rulers at Walmart. And so they were actually like a really light wood color, so I took like a goldish color acrylic paint and mixed that with some white, and then I just went ahead and like stained it a little bit. I'm sorry, I lost the footage for that as well. Like that one I also did while I was painting the last project, and so I don't know, I have no idea where that footage went, but that's what I did. That's how I got it a slightly darker shade. I actually really like it because it's got like little hints of gold in it. You can't really tell, it's not picking it up on camera, but in person it's so pretty. So I used my Cricut machine to go ahead and make these words. Now I would have loved if I had like a glow forge to do them in wood, so they would be kind of popping off of the page, or even if I had the patience to use an X-Acto knife to use like foam, you know, like foam cardstock or whatever it's called. I wish I had that, but I don't, so I went ahead and used my Cricut machine and used white vinyl to do this. And so super easy. All I have on the back of it, in order, because I didn't want to use hot glue and then have there be too much space in between the rulers, so what I did was I just took like an old sign from Dollar Tree. I think it was from like fall of last year, and I broke it up into little pieces, and then I put the glue on that, and then I glued it all together that way. I hope that makes sense. I think there's a part where I will like flip it over and then you'll see, and then maybe it'll make more sense. So I just went ahead and I put my crayons and my erasers where I wanted them. I did use E6000 as well as the hot glue because I really want to make sure that this stays. I don't know if the teacher's going to put it outside. I believe that this particular teacher has a portable, so she puts it outside of her classroom. I don't want it, you know, falling off or anything like that. Although I hope she doesn't, because now that I think about it, it's wood, and that might not be good in the elements. We live in Florida, so hopefully she puts it inside. But either way, I wanted to make sure everything was super secure on there, so I did use, for quick drying, I used the hot glue, but I made sure that I put the E6000, so that thing is not going anywhere. It's going to stay completely adhered to this project. I used it on the crayons, the pencil, the eraser, everything. This was so easy to make, and I actually regretted not buying more rulers because I probably would have made one for all the teachers. It was so easy to do. After everything was glued on, I just went ahead and used a little bit of twine and the hose that were already there to make it so they can hang. And that's it, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.